And immigration is front and center for the President of the United States. And it all started with these images on Monday out of Honduras. It is a caravan that was reported yesterday to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 people. They are headed once again toward our southern border. Some have suggested that, you know, the track this would take is they would arrive at our southern border about the midterm elections, and that could prompt some, you know, horrifying images of children being taken from their parents. But at the same time, it could also embolden the Republicans, because they'll go, look, see, we told you if we would have had the wall, this wouldn't be a problem.
Well, President's saying, we give you a lot of money to make your governments better. We're going to continue to try to aid them and help them get better, but we give you that money so that you can make your lives better and you don't have to come here to America and try to get in and wait at the border and, you know, try to come in under asylum. So the President tweeted this out. He said, we have today informed the countries of Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador that if they allow their citizens or others to journey through their borders and up to the United States with the intention of entering our country illegally, all payments made to them will stop.
Yeah, and they should, because I think it's a great policy to try to help these nations, these impoverished nations with terrible leaders, try to help them out, because the people deserve better. But we can't, as a country, let everybody in that wants to come in, or else we're not a country. It doesn't mean we're heartless. It means that we are trying to figure out a humane way to do this.
We've got to be a sovereign nation. You've got to have borders. You've got to have security.
But when people like to simplify it and say, well, you know, you have to open up your arms in a legal, orderly fashion. What I thought was striking, too, was the Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Katie Waldman said about this mass of people coming. He says, we see this day in and day out as a result of well-advertised and well-known catch-and-release loopholes. The President has tried to stop it, but because of backlash and lack of legislation, all they're doing now is giving them ankle bracelets, and the word gets out to Central and South America, and they say, we got to try it. It's worth a shot. And people with fentanyl and MS-13, I get that. There's other people here who have this terrible life, have their lives destroyed by gangs, and say it's worth a shot. Somehow, we got to let it be known that it's not worth a shot. You got to do it the right way.
Right. And the last time the caravan came up, famously, those people were essentially lawyered up. They were told how to apply for asylum, because they don't just slip through the southern border because we saw them coming. They asked for asylum for the reasons that Brian talked about the gangs and whatnot. When it comes, though, to leverage, look at the leverage the United States has over Honduras. We give them $65 million a year. Guatemala, $70 million. And El Salvador, close to $46 million. Here's a statement from Ronald Coburn, who was with ICE for a while, and he had this observation about what's going on.
This is a very rational statement by the President. They can be great partners. That's why we, the American taxpayers, have been sending millions of dollars to them. But it's incumbent upon them to also protect their own people rather than shove them north. Well, if they're leaving Honduras because they're fearful of that country, they go through Guatemala, El Salvador, and Mexico before they get to the U.S. How credible is that fair?
So with the President cracking down, oh, go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say Border Patrol, not ICE.
Right. With the President cracking down on immigration, with him saying, I got to build the wall, you would think that he's going to pay for it with Hispanic votes. But it's counterintuitive to his normal political thought. He is not. He is, they say 1 out of every 4 Hispanics is supporting the President, and most of them, the Hispanic families that are here right now, understand the need for border security. So that's when fear Republicans had when the President came down the escalator and talked about the need.
That's why the Democrats are telling, these Democratic leaders are telling Democrats that are running in the midterms, don't mention open borders. It doesn't really resonate well with our base. And then you have Republicans that are saying that they're going to fund the wall in the lame duck session if the Democrats take over the House.
Right. And the news is this morning that apparently the organizer has been, of this particular caravan, has been detained in the country of Guatemala, where they are right now. The bigger issue is if they leave Guatemala, next stop Mexico. What's Mexico going to do? You know, we've just essentially done a NAFTA 2. They are our partners. Are they going to do anything to stop?
Because they could say, all right, you can come here and seek asylum because we're safe and you can be safe here.
Yeah, but what about their southern border?
I will
Why don't
say
they
this,
stop
Steve,
people at their southern border?
I think I have an answer. In the Washington Examiner today, the Mexican government has reinforced security at its southern border with Guatemala before the 2,000-person-plus caravan is coming. So Mexico hears you.
Was that